Welcome everybody. In this video, I'll be discussing this powerful new moon in Taurus on April the 27th, 2025. New moons every 4 weeks resets our intention, where our attention and priorities are more directed. It's about new beginnings, intentions, planting seeds to be unfolding over the next 4 weeks. In Taurus, the energy focuses on stability and security, especially financial security. It's also very favorable for slow and steady growth, as Taurus can be very persevering, but also stubborn. This new moon wants to help you ground into something real and sustainable. I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs, how this new moon in Taurus is going to be affecting each of you. Now, this new moon, even though it's in Taurus and Taurus generally, can be calming and grounding and steady and sensual and seeking material growth and security. But this new moon in Taurus, because fiery Mars, warrior Mars, will be in confrontation to dark, compulsive Pluto. So it is, this is not your usual earthy, cozy Taurus new moon. It has undertones of intensity, destiny, and transformation. Mars is in Leo, opposite compulsive Pluto in Aquarius. The new moon is in Taurus. These are 3 out of the 4 fixed signs. We have cardinal signs, fixed signs, and mutable signs. This begins to describe the overall personalities. The cardinal signs are take charge, are leaderships, always wanting to move forwards. The mutable signs are adaptable. They deal with the flow. But fixed signs want to maintain the status quo, meaning it doesn't want a lot of change. It can be, in all the fixed signs in general, we think about as being stubborn and resistant to change. So we're having not only are the 3 out of the 4 signs are being impacted, they're all at cross purposes with one another. So there could be a lot of ego, especially with Mars, which can represent Leo, can represent ego, especially in the sign of Leo, which can be very proudful, that it could be triggering a lot of ego, pride, and disputes. And you have to be careful about powerful dynamics in relationships, but also with career and finances, because of the Taurus, the Mars opposite the Pluto, can be this competitive, stressful, collective power struggles with relationships. Now, talking about relationships, we also have to discuss that Venus, the planet of love, and the ruler of Taurus. So Venus is also a planet of finances and creativity. But we always start thinking about Venus is the planet of love and desire and relationships. This is also what a lot of Taurus desires. Now, the Venus is in Pisces, which can be very soulful and romantic. It's aligned with Saturn that can either compel a commitment or waking up that this is not working, and it's aligned with the karmic north node. So for some of you, if you're dealing with a lot of relationship crisis or getting a proposal, it's all with the north node going to feel like a bit of destiny and meant to be. Venus, love, Saturn, responsibilities can equal commitment. It can also bring in serious Saturn realizations about relationships, your self-worth, and finances. You might be asked to get clear about who and what you are in relationships in seeking your goals. But before I get more into detail, and before I get to how this is impacting each of the 12 signs, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right, so I'm putting the chart of the new moon up on the screen. And you'll see the Mars is on the left-hand side with a red arrow in opposition to Pluto. The opposition can be confrontational, competitive, kind of this really frustrating energies. But Mars, when it's being frustrated by compulsive Pluto, could be stirring up a lot of anger issues. The Taurus will help to manage it, to help to keep you grounded, and the Venus-Saturn North Node is certainly going to bring up a lot of important issues about relationships. Now, let's start breaking it down. So Mars in fiery Leo, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is the people, the community, versus your ego desires. So Mars in Leo can be creative, confidence, ego, pride, bold action. But when it's in opposition, confrontation to Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto is about deep transformation, around collective power, technology, and liberating from old systems. So what you have to watch out for are power dynamics, especially in relationships and career moves. Watch out for ego battles, suppressed anger coming to the surface, or the urge to control situations. Watch for ego battles, suppressed anger coming to the surface, or the urge to control situations, because of all these fixed signs are very controlling. But also, this is high octane energy for breakthroughs if you're willing to let go of what's outdated. Now, let's bring in the Venus-Saturn North Node in Pisces. This adds a whole other layer of depth and fate to the picture. Venus-Saturn, love meets commitment, or can be the serious realization about your finance, about relationships. This is why I'm saying either waking up that this is not working out, or realizing you got to start working on your relationships, and others might be finally making a commitment and getting a proposal, or you might be the one who is making the proposal. Now, with the Venus-Saturn North Node all in Pisces, there's a longing for soulful connections, forgiveness, artistry, and sacrifice for a greater dream. With the North Node, there's a sense of destiny. Karmic developments are unfolding in love, art, or spiritual paths. This combo may feel like a soft yet serious reckoning. What's real? What's illusions? What are you truly aligning with for your long haul? So, as I said earlier, this new moon is not going to be all comfortable and steady and calming. They've got great undertones of intensity, destiny, and transformation. So think of it like this. I want peace and stability, Taurus. But first, I have to burn off what's fake, Mars, Pluto, and commit to what truly matters, Venus, Saturn node. This could be a turning point for you realigning with your true values, breaking free of power struggles or ego traps, committing to more soulful, meaningful connections, or grounding your dreams in reality. Now, the signs that are going to be most impacted in stressful ways, so best not to resist, be more adaptable, look for the bigger picture. Of course, that's going to be Taurus, Leo, Mars is in Leo, Aquarius, Pluto's in Aquarius. But all those three outer signs, especially the Taurus, it's all going to be opposite Scorpio. So that's that missing leg of Scorpio that will also be very much impacted. Taurus is an earth sign, so what's more favorable, more comfortable with all this intensity is Capricorn and Virgo, because those are the other two earth signs. And water, because earth and water, are more compatible. Water brings life to the dry earth. Earth brings substance to the water so it doesn't flow all over the place. And so Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces are the water signs. But for Pisces, with that Venus-Saturn North Node in Pisces, there's a major emphasis on making commitments or realizing if this is not working, or you better start working on it. So this is some really profound several weeks. But let's see, how is it playing out for each of the 12 signs? Well, if you have a Taurus sun, Taurus rising, of course, that powerful new moon in Taurus is in your sign, or in what we call the first house sector. So this is leadership, visibility, new beginnings, and more than likely, if you're Taurus rising, then the new moon is crossing the rising sign, really bringing you more out into visibility and leadership. But a lot of you who are Tauruses, this is beginning a new yearly cycle. And if your birthday is a couple of days around April the 27th, meaning your birthday will be on this powerful new moon of major breakthroughs. But you don't want to resist because things could get overly stressful. But a great opportunity for a lot of growth, a lot of movement forwards in relationships, with finances, even any kind of creative projects. Gemini, the Taurus, is in the sign. For Gemini, Taurus is the sign prior to Gemini. So it's the 12th house sector, if you know a little astrology. It's the last sector before, the next new moon will be in Gemini, in your first house also of new beginnings. So this can put a real focus on a lot of working behind the scenes, a lot of building long-term foundations, a lot of studying, a lot of researching. But the 12th house is also very favorable if you're getting more involved in spiritual practices or meditation or yoga. For Cancer, Taurus is 11 signs past Cancer. The 11th deals with several things. It's the house of friendships, teamwork, collaborations, getting involved with groups and organizations. It's also about looking to your long-range goals and aspirations. So there might be a big push to move towards your long-range goals. For Leo, and here's that Mars, that ambitious, aggressive Mars in Leo, Taurus is 10 signs past Leo. The 10th sector is career. It's your professional reputation. Could even be launching new careers, new business, but could also put a spotlight on you in your career and could put you more fame, more visibility. Virgo is an earth sign, more comfortable with Taurus, an earth sign. And so all that intense Taurus for growth and change is impacting Virgo's 9th house. Maybe the strong desire for higher education, getting that degree, more professional training, because the 9th house is all about universities and schooling and learning. But it's also about teaching, which goes along with that, and teaching goes into marketing and publishing. Libra rising. Taurus is 8 signs past Libra. The 8th house can either deal with finance, banking, taxes, insurance, a lot of your partner's monies. There's a lot of financial matters. But it's also the sector of transformation because the 8th sign of the zodiac is Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation. And so this can also bring one with all this intensity and stress and change. You may be looking to psychology, to astrology, to help bring some insight in all these big transformational changes. For Scorpio, Taurus is opposite. The opposite is the significant other, whether it's your spouse, your longtime companion, but also your business partnerships, or even an important contract, a financial contract that you might have had for a while, and that could all be coming in or having to be reorganized. For Sagittarius, it's in your 6th house. The 6th house deals with 2 main themes: taking care of your health or taking care of someone else's health. It's really good for body maintenance and self-improvement. The other sector is your day-to-day job routine, learning new job skills, getting a new job. Maybe could also, with the job comes coworkers, and that might also bring in a lot of stress and change with coworkers, especially if people are being laid off and you have to say goodbye to people that you really like. Capricorn is the other earth sign. And so that powerful Taurus new moon is 5 signs past Capricorn. This is one of the best sectors of the chart. It's the 5th house is about pleasure, romance, children, sports, creativity, vacations. Some of you might be giving birth to creative projects, giving birth to a baby. Others, Capricorn is always so serious and taking on so many responsibilities. You may be seeking about how to find some balance with the pleasures of life, but always looking for that financial security. Aquarius Taurus is 4 signs past Aquarius, so there's major focus on 4th house matters of home, family, and real estate. But on a psychological level, the 4th house can represent the end of matters. So you could be wrapping up, long time goals and projects. You could be wrapping that up. Might be a lot of emphasis on your family or on your living situation. And with Pisces, Taurus is 3 signs past Pisces. The 3rd sector is the sector of communications, ideas, and learning and writing. It's very favorable for short distance traveling, where the 9th house for Virgo is more favorable for long distance traveling. This 3rd house could be good for sales or selling yourself in job interviews. So there's going to be a big shakeup. The best advice is to be flexible, adaptable, and look to what needs to be let go so you're not fighting it. Don't fight to hold on to something that it's already outlived its purpose. So some big, powerful changes, which is almost every month, but different kinds of focus. So I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next time, be safe and well.